Hey everybody, how you doing? This is going to be the first of a video series that we're doing that's going to show people how to draw some favorite characters. I figured I would start with one of my favorite characters, which is Skeletor. And it's also a good way for people just to learn how to draw skulls, which I think you're going to need to know how to draw with any character. You got to know what's under the skin, so we might as well start with Skeletor. Okay, so one thing that's nice about Skeletor is starting off with the skull. How you're going to do it is you're going to draw a ball. I like to think about having a book on the face of the ball with the spine representing the middle of the face, and then where you draw the cover of the book is the angle that your head's going to be at. So I'm going to go ahead and put on a quick jaw. Find the middle of the face because that's going to be the middle of the eyes. Sometimes it's helpful to put in the side of the head because that flattens off where the temples are. Maybe a little circle at the top to show the angle of the forehead. I'll go ahead and put in those eyeball sockets a little bit and kind of a ball-like shape for where their mouth goes. Get those cheekbones in there, the hood of the nose, and the mouth is kind of like the equator around the ball there. Okay, you can kind of see the ghost of the skull coming through. I'm going to go ahead and put on a chin, the nose in there. Teeth are pretty big. Once you take lips off, the teeth look a lot bigger. And with the molars in the back. You can think about that brow ridge is going to come up and touch the ball of the head. The forehead's going to lean back. It slopes back on everybody, not just apes and Sasquatch, but humans too. It has a little bit of a slope back. Okay. And finally, we can graduate from the light marks. I always tell my students, make lots of light marks, make lots of mistakes, and then go back in and start pressing down once you have an accumulation of a lot of marks, and you can pick and choose which are the best marks and darken those. So, and you gotta always think about the skull when you're drawing anybody. So Skeletor can be lots of fun, and he's helpful. He likes to help us draw other things too. Because this is Skeletor, we can give some expression to him, make him look a little meaner since he's a bad guy. Bring down that brow. Of course, this couldn't happen on a real skull, but since it's Skeletor and he's alive because of magic, this kind of thing happens easily. Okay, and I love putting in pupils, just kind of keeping where he's looking a little lighter, just kind of marking there where his pupils would go if he had pupils, and getting gradually lighter towards that spot will kind of hopefully give it a little bit of a glowing effect. can see how when I put on the teeth, it's continuing the shape of that ball that I used to draw the mouth. So now we've got the shape of the skull in there. Make it a little bit more accurate. Use that eraser. The eraser is another tool. It's our friend. It can do a lot of the drawing for us sometimes. So now I'm going to put on his hood. Now I used to draw kind of a cartoony version of Skeletor where it had the cartoon hood, which would look something like this. And this is probably the version that you're most familiar with. However, I like drawing him with the bonnet version because it looks more like the toy. And that's just going to be kind of a tighter fit. It's going to be like more like a piece of cloth that's wrapped around the head. And maybe extends out the back a little bit to give it that bonnet slash hood shape. Okay, so now it's starting to look like old bone face here. The more I draw, the more I like to kind of get those blacks in there right away. I find them so informative. It gets a lot more information down there and just makes some kind of more confident decisions. You know, we want to draw like we're confident even if we don't feel confident. We draw as if we were. And since we've got some room and I enjoy it so much, I'm going to go ahead and put his very human, or if you're a He-Man geek, Gar body on. You're going to draw cords that come down from underneath where the ears would be, behind the jawbone, into a V-like shape. Okay? V-like shape for the neck. You're going to think about the two big muscles that meet up at the base of his skull in the back. Since he's a muscular guy, those are going to come out on the sides like this. And the sides of his neck actually will come out straight. Okay? And then he's got the sternum. Comes down like this. Okay? He's a big guy, so the shoulders aren't going to start off till way over there. Okay? You can draw the bottom of his pecs. Okay? Then, put on the armor real quick. Okay? I love to show Skeletor with his neck. I don't like the whole floating skull deal. So I make sure that his neck always shows. Shadows under chins. It's a good, easy place to put shadows. His armor comes down, covers his pecs. Okay, he's got the crossbone emblem. Some basic, simple shapes. Always try to go from big to small. Don't go in for those small details right away. Leave them off as long as you can. I'm going to build up that armor a little bit, make him look even bulkier. Okay, then we can put the bone border onto his armor. Actually, that should have probably been a little higher, but whatever. And he's got a really cool bat symbol on his armor. Something like that. Okay, he's got the shoulder pads that are really awesome, but they're not going to fit. So we'll just kind of suggest them for now. I will get more into those on the full body pick, which we're going to do in just a moment. So if you like this and you want to see part 2, we're going to film part 2 right now. If you have any suggestions of characters that you'd like to see, we're going to keep doing this. And, you know, see how many characters we can get done week by week. Please give me a like if you liked this. Please give me a follow if you want to see more. And I appreciate your time. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully you will tune in to part 2 where we put the head on the body. Thanks again.